So I wanted to make a quick video just to help you guys out with some tips for stretching and steaming milk. Obviously milk makes up about 85 to 90% of your beverage, so we want to make sure we're getting it right, especially a lot of flat white latte drinkers in Australia. We want to make sure it's really on point. So I'm going to do a bit of a what to do and what not to do. Obviously try and use some good quality milk, full fat. Fat pairs really well with nice chocolatey, caramelly coffee. So if you're having dark roasted coffee, get some really nice milk. All machines are a little bit different, even your ones at home if you're making coffee at home, but they all have the same principles. So especially with the commercial machines, just know that from the boiler to the end of the steam wand, there is pipes, and once it leaves the steam boiler, it turns back into water. So we're always purging our steam wands before we start, because obviously you can see there, otherwise we're adding a whole bit of water to our coffee. We don't want to water down our coffee. It's too amazing. So after we do that, we're going to position our milk jug, our milk wand at an angle to our milk jug. So always just try and keep your milk jug level and get your milk wand on the angle instead. And you just want the tip of the steam wand to be just below the surface of the milk. So when we start, we're always lifting the jug up to the right position, and then we can move it up and down just using our hands. So try and find something to rest on so we've always got really good control of the jug. So first thing I'm going to do is show you what not to do. And one is just turn it on and let it go. So you can hear now that the milk's screaming out for air, yeah? So if we don't give it to it, we're just going to end up with really hot, unfrothed milk. So we want to introduce that air to make sure that we can get that really nice silky texture. Otherwise, we're just going to have really, really hot milk. Okay? So even now you can hear it screaming. The pitch is really off. That means your milk hasn't got enough air into it. So it's never going to taste that really silky, creamy taste that we need to achieve, okay? So screaming out for air is number one. If it's screaming, make sure you introduce new air. The second thing I see, and also comes from control, is big air. So when we're aerating milk, we definitely want really small micro foam, micro bubbles. We don't want really big bubbles. So if you're hearing big noise, it means you're making big bubbles, yeah? So, same again, screaming for milk, but now we're introducing really big bubbles. We're introducing too much air. It's almost angry, right? So, once we lift that jug up, we're just going to mix that in. But once we've created really big bubbles and big air, we can never texture that out, okay? So it's all about finding a really gentle way to introduce the air into the milk, okay? So that's essentially being like too thin or really too frothy milk, okay? So we want to find that sweet spot in the middle. Let's see what's behind door number 3. So we just want to take the first 10 seconds is when we want to introduce our air, and then we want to spend that rest of that time mixing that air through, okay? So you shouldn't be mixing air in at the very end. The last sort of 10 to 15 seconds should be just be mixing that milk as fast as possible, creating a bit of a whirlpool so that the microfoam mixes throughout the whole jug of milk. So full on, introducing our air really gently, nice gentle bubbles, yeah? Notice you shouldn't really have to move much, you're just introducing air a little bit more. And then once we've introduced air, we're just lifting up and we're getting that really fast whirlpool mix around. And then we've managed to mix that foam in really well. So you should always have a really nice glossy paint look. You might have a few big bubbles, and the micro bubbles in there should be really small.